Well, guys, we got a new dog. Let me introduce you. Hi, and welcome to It's Time for Yarn. That was our new dog, Kiki. She came to us from a coworker of my husband's, who he had gotten her as a puppy and realized that he didn't have enough time for her and felt like she was being neglected and not getting to run around as much as she should. So he asked if we wanted her. And of course, with our hearts being broken with the loss of Victoria, we're excited to, well, okay, a dog needs us. Sure, let's take her in. And the name she came with was Kimber, which is a cute name, but it just didn't feel like us. So we shortened it to Kiki. Now, most of our all of our animals have V names. So we had Victoria, and we had Viviola and Vita. And in the past, we've had animals that have gone on across the Rainbow Bridge. I had a cat named Vincent and a dog named Vasco. So I like to do V names, but I haven't been able to find the right name. So right now her name is Kiki, and her middle name is Vaughn. So like Vaughn, Vaughn. So I've been calling her Kiki Vaughn, and so that's okay for now. But that's Kiki. Viviola isn't quite sure about Kiki yet. I want to share with you guys some of the things that I've been working on that I have just been in the spooky mood. I'm like, oh, Halloween is one of my favorite times of year, has always been one of my favorite holidays, and I always dressed up as a witch or a cat, like all the spooky things. Like, there's the fun spooky things, and I have just been feeling all the fall vibes. I've got my Jack Skellington with the shadow of Sally in there t-shirt on, and I have been making some bags, some more bags. Hopefully you caught my reveal of my Pokemon backpack that I made for Charlie Rose and her reaction. Super adorable. But I'm going to share with you, I shared in my last Joanne haul some purple yarn and some fabrics that I had gotten, and I made good and made some bags, made a bag with that purple yarn. Look at that. I love it. Now, this is the side that I started on first, and I got through to the green, and I'm like, something's missing. Like, it's just not coming together like I thought it would. And then I added the white. I was like, oh, that's exactly what it needed, was that white. And then on this side, I put a little bit more of the white in. This one makes me think of Frankenstein. It gives me like very like Frankenstein vibes, like his skin, and then these are like his little thingy things, and the purple is kind of reminiscent of his black hair. Like, I don't know, it just kind of gives me Frankenstein-y kind of vibes and very Beetlejuice. This here, these on the side, very Beetlejuice to me. And I'm like, oh yes, I love it. Now, I will say that when I worked on this, I was using up the rest of the yarn that I had, and after the fact was like, I wish I'd done those all in black instead of having every other one be a colorful granny square. Like, I would have liked it better just in black. And then also you can see on the corners here, I was experimenting with joining it in this like slimy green color. I thought like, oh, that might be cool. But I joined in the two corners and I didn't really like the way it was looking. So I was like, nah, I'll just join in black. So I joined that in black, did the thermal stitch for the straps. These are essentially the same straps that I made on Charlie's backpack. And honestly, making the straps took almost as long as it took to make the rest of the bag. Because the stitch is just, it's a slow stitch to me. And I don't know, but it seems like take a while to like take off and get into a rhythm. So it takes me a while. So I'm like, ugh, that's annoying. But are you ready to see the inside of my bag? I am super proud of myself for the inside because I hand sewed the stuff on the lining, and like, I'm not a sewer. I've talked about I cannot work a sewing machine. Like, people who sew are magicians because I can't figure out how to use a sewing machine. So I just hand stitched this. But I love how it came out. Oh my gosh, look. Look at my little skeletons. Yes, I'm so excited about my little skeletons inside my bag. Look at that. Yes. Now, the fabric wasn't big enough for the entire inside to be skeletons. but I had some black that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and I'm so glad I picked it up because they were about like almost exactly the same size. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just sew those together and then make the lining out of that, half skeletons and half of the black. And I love the way it looks. It's so cute. I've been using it as a project bag, and it's great. Worked out great with the lining in it. You know, I'm not going to worry about anything falling through the little gaps in the granny stitches because I have this liner in it and things aren't going to fall through. I was comfortable making granny stitches and going quickly. It like works up fast. So I was like, yes, that's nice. But then, yeah, train derailed. I don't know what I was saying there, but it's fine. I like my bag. I really love how it came out. The handles are nice and sturdy. I made them long enough that they could fit over my shoulder, you know, and carry it around. So I actually went to a little cafe that we have in town, met with a friend of mine to have some coffee, and took this with me with projects inside, and it was awesome. Actually, one of the baristas there was like, hey, do you sell that? She's like, I'd like to buy one of those. I'm like, okay, like, you want to buy my stuff from me? All right. So she put in a little order, so we'll see how that, she's like, I'm not in any kind of rush, like, give me a year from now, it's fine. I'm like, okay, so we'll see how that goes. But anyhow, I have another one. I made one. That one's more like spooky Halloween-y season vibes. This one is more like Thanksgiving-y vibes. I love how this turned out. Hopefully you guys can tell that this is candy corn inspired. I hope so. On one side, it actually, the two yellows, if you look closely, the two yellows are different yellows. This one is called Sunflower. It's Karen 1 pound in Sunflower. And this one is Mustard in the Vanna white yarn. I had that one already. So I was like, I want to use it. Like, I bought it because I wanted to try out her yarn. I have a book from her that I've enjoyed. And I grew up watching Vanna on Wheel of Fortune, and I was like, oh, Vanna has yarn. Awesome. So I was excited to use it, and it used up pretty much the whole skein just on this side. So I had to use my Sunflower for the other side, and that was fine. On this one, I did do the sides and the bottom just in solid black because I like the way that looked better. I did the handle differently. I just did one handle going across, and I'm not sure how I like it. I just did it as wide as the side and then around, but I think I'm going to actually hold this together. Let me see if I can show you. Like this, and like stitch, like just slip stitch it closed so it's like half, maybe not even all the way down, but so that it kind of folds over itself. And I think I'll like that better. But right now it's just, I just gather it in my hand and all that. Now this one doesn't have a lining yet. Like I said, I hand stitched the other one, and I'll hand stitch this one too, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. I have other projects that I've been working on just because I was excited to do it. So that being said, I do want to show you the fabric that I'm going to put in there. I'm going to put in my little candy corn fabric. Take a look at that. How adorable is that fabric going to be inside of this bag? Now, this one I'm a little concerned because this bag is actually a little bit bigger than the other one because of the weight of this yarn. It's a little thicker. Quick little story about this orange. This is called Pumpkin Spice, and it's a little darker, a little deeper than what I was wanting to use. I was wanting to use one that a little brighter, more like this color orange, but I used up all the orange I had making this. So I went to Dollar Tree, went to Michael's, went to Hobby Lobby, trying to find orange yarn. And I'm like, come on, Erica, this is not the season to be looking for orange yarn. Are you serious right now? So the pumpkin spice was the best I could do. And I'm like, it'll do fine. It's fine. But it was a little chunkier. And so this bag's a little bigger. So I'm worried that this fabric isn't going to fit even on the half. I know that it wouldn't be the whole. I think it's going to do like the skeletons, where I have the skeletons on one side, black on the other, but I'm worried that even that won't be enough. So I may have to Wayne jangle, use some magic, sprinkle some pixie dust, and, Wayne jangle some things together. I was thinking about using these two fabrics together to make the inside. And if I needed more, I do have another black from Dollar Tree. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to like Frankenstein these together to make the lining in that bag. So we'll see how that goes. And that's part of the reason why I haven't done it yet, because I'm like, I have other things I want to work on. Like I can get to that later. But, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for joining me. I wanted to share with you guys these fun, spooky projects and hopefully inspire some of you guys to make something new. No matter what time it is, always remember, it's time for yarn.